Abandon all hope, you who enter here. You may be familiar with these chilling words. They've been quoted often in media and in literature. They come from Dante Alighieri's Inferno and are depicted as being inscribed over the gates of hell. These words are not the only thing from the poem that we still hear today. Dante's Inferno is the first part of a three-part series titled The Divine Comedy. The author, Dante Alighieri, wrote this narrative-style poem in the 14th century. However, over 700 years later, Dante's Inferno is still one of the most influential works ever written. Today, we will dive into Dante's influential portrayal of hell and its impact on the horror genre through narrative, themes, and visuals. From the graphic punishments of the damned to the physical journey through hell itself, Dante's Inferno remains a source of inspiration and of fear. One of the first horror films ever made was a retelling of Dante's Inferno. In 1911, L'Inferno was the first feature-length film ever made in Italy. This black and white silent film takes the audience on a journey through the layers of hell and the punishments there within. 113 years later, the characters in the film, as above, so below, go on a similar journey through the 9 layers of hell. This film is a found-footage-style documentary following Scarlett and her search for the Philosopher's Stone in the Paris catacombs. However, as her and her crew continue through the catacombs, the characters slowly realize that they have accidentally found themselves in hell with no way out but through. The characters go through each layer of hell and each receive punishments correlating to their sins. The only way to survive their journey is to accept their sins and repent for them. While L'Inferno and As Above, So Below are more direct interpretations of Inferno, the work has influenced many other horror films throughout the years. Inferno has significantly influenced horror films by delving into the themes of sin and retribution. The concept of hell being structured into 9 circles, each representing distinct sins and corresponding punishments, has been a prevalent motif in the genre. The notion of individuals facing consequences that align with their transgressions is a recurring theme in various films. The Saw series and Inferno both follow the themes of sin and a correlating punishment. In Saw, the antagonist, Jigsaw, puts the main characters in traps that they need to free themselves in order to be redeemed for their sins. Their actions result in Jigsaw creating conniving traps to punish them for acting morally wrong. For example, in Saw 10, Jigsaw dreams up a trap where a thieving janitor has to cut off his 10 fingers to avoid being killed. These punishments are derived from specific sins, and it is similar to how each layer of hell works in Inferno. For example, in the 5th circle Wrath, their punishment is that each sinner is doomed to be in an endless brawl with the creatures of hell for all eternity. In the film Seven by David Fincher, a similar theme about moral punishment appears. The storyline follows 2 detectives as they work to apprehend a serial killer who selects victims according to the 7 deadly sins. Each murderer is portrayed graphically and symbolically, mirroring the sin it embodies, reminiscent of Dante's depiction of punishment in hell. This correlation between crime and retribution highlights the idea that actions carry consequences, a prominent theme that is covered in Dante's literary works. Dante's Inferno is renowned for its vivid and horrifying imagery, which has left a lasting mark on the visual style of horror movies. The grotesque and surreal landscape of hell, populated by tortured souls and monstrous creatures, have inspired countless filmmakers. In Silent Hill, the protagonist Rose ventures into a fog-shrouded town to find her missing daughter. As she navigates the town's nightmarish alternate dimension, she encounters creatures and environments that reflect the inhabitants' sins and suffering, much like Dante's guided tour of hell. The creatures in Silent Hill are grotesque and disturbing, embodying various forms of torment and suffering. The inhabitants of hell in Dante's Inferno are also grotesque and tormented, each punished in a manner befitting their sins. For example, the gluttonous are forced to live in a vile slush. The wrathful fight each other eternally in the river Styx, and the treacherous are frozen in ice. The visual representation of their suffering is meant to be both horrific and reflective of their earthly sins. In Clive Barker's Hellraiser, the Cenobites are eerie supernatural entities that embody a fusion of pain and pleasure through their mutilated appearances. Pinhead, distinguished by his head adorned with nails and black leather attire, is particularly renowned in the films. Their bodies frequently exhibit scars, piercing, and contortions that signify their dedication to inflicting suffering on others. In Dante's depictions of hell, individuals endure a variety of punishments that alter their physical appearance as well. For instance, those in the 8th circle may experience deformities such as being contorted by serpents or forced to wear cloaks made of lead. These grotesque transformations serve as eternal reminders of their sins. Dante's Inferno has had an undeniable impact on the horror genre, influencing its themes, visuals, and narratives. Through its exploration of sin and punishment, vivid descriptions of terrifying imagery, and captivating tales of perilous journeys through otherworldly landscapes, Dante's work continues to be a source of inspiration for filmmakers. So the next time you hear, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," think carefully about whether or not if you're about to experience a journey of Dante's own making. Thank you for listening.